Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm Emily from Wise Woman Witchery, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about the second part of the Priestess Path program, which is all about your inner realms and connecting more deeply with those places. But before I launch too deeply in, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the group over here so I can make sure to see all the comments that are coming in, regardless of where you might be watching this. If you are catching this on the replay, please, if you have any questions, make sure to go ahead and pop them in the comments. I will come back through and check those out as the time goes on. So yesterday I hopped on here and talked with y'all about the foundational practices and why they're important. So foundational practices that I teach in the Priestess Path and why those are important and what those look like. And so today I'm going to talk about the second part. So that moves us through the Priestess Path, the first portion, which is about 4 months. And then we start to shift into the inner work. And all the work, let me just be clear about this, all the work is actually inner work because every time we start exploring new things, we start finding out how those things kind of bump up against our inner edges. And we start to learn more about ourselves because of that. But the second part of the Priestess Path is really designed to make you look inside of yourself. So there's 3 parts to this second piece, and that is the Maiden, Mother, and Crone, which is one lesson. We also have sacred sensuality, which is another lesson. And then we have shadow work, which is the third part of this second piece. So I use the Maiden, Mother, Crone not necessarily because of the triple goddess aspect that so many of us have heard about or learned about, but I like to explore the Maiden, Mother, Crone as the archetypes of these energies and the way that these appear to us inside of ourselves and outside of ourselves. So what happens is we have relationships with people in our lives. Some of them might represent these different energies. We could even speak specifically to like the mother energy. You know, if you think about your mother or people who have mothered you, what is your relationship with those people? And how does that influence the relationship you have with the mothering part of yourself? This is all very rich territory, and there's a lot to delve into. A lot of feelings can come up, a lot of information arises. But this is one way that we get to know ourselves better, and we get to know these energies kind of that more divine feminine more deeply within, not just as something that's out here. We transition from moving through each of these archetypes, the Maiden, Mother, and Crone, to a lesson about sacred sensuality. Now, sacred sensuality, well, let me back up. Sensuality, the experience of sensing, sensation on our skin, sensation when we eat, you know, those beautiful flavors that we can experience, sensation when we see things that awestruck us. Awestruck us. I'm not, you know what I'm saying. When you start to feel that feeling of awe because you see things around you that are just beautiful. All of these are sensations and they are sacred. And our experience of sensuality and our sexuality, all of that is sacred too. It can be an uncomfortable topic for some people. It can bring up a lot for probably all of us. But I utilize this time for you to really be able to connect with that sensual and sexual part of yourself and begin to really embody the power that lives within that, the sacredness that lives within that. So that's the second part of this second part of the Priestess Path, this inner realm journey. And during that time, we do a lot of exercises. There's a lot of journal prompts. Each of these sections, each of these lessons holds lots of things for you to do on your own. And then within our group, we have a lesson and an experiential lesson, generally speaking. Usually, everything I like to do is experiential. And then we have opportunity to share. So again, deepening community. And then we do a ritual during our second meeting of the month. So that ritual would be based on one of these things. So we do a ritual for the Maiden, Mother, and Crone. We do the ritual for sacred sensuality. And then for the third part of this second piece, the inner realm piece of the Priestess Path, we move into shadow work. Now, shadow work's become kind of a, buzzword, right? You hear it a lot. I'm doing my shadow work. Oh, this is like shadow work. And really, shadow work is about diving in and maybe finding those parts of yourself that aren't so comfortable or that maybe you don't love looking at. And we do this together. Why is shadow work magical? Well, let me tell you. All of this, all three of these parts, and actually this entire Priestess Path journey is delving within ourselves. And the more we know ourselves, the more we accept all the parts of ourselves and we have relationships and understanding with all the parts of ourselves, the more in tune we are with the energies all around us, right? So again, you know yourself, you're tuned into what's happening in here. You can see your shadow, you can see your light, you can see those places that you're like, ooh, I don't know about that one. But you still have a relationship with that place, and not a relationship of like, huh, get away, but like, oh, I get why you're here. This is all going to open you up to be able to really churn up and use your inner magic, but also to tap into the energies around you, because you're going to be a more fluid, open conduit to the energies around you. And so it's going to deepen your practice completely. So shadow work, we do this together. Again, we have a lesson on it, and then we do a ritual on it, and we are witnessed in that, which is also really powerful. Amy Lou is currently in the Priestess Path. Thank you, Amy Lou. This has been such a great journey to do with you, and with all the women who are in the cohort at present. But thank you for that that little plug there. So I just wanted to share with you, hey Rose, share with you all a little bit about this second piece. If you have any questions, if you've been thinking about joining the Priestess Path, but you're like, I don't know if this is for me, I'm happy to chat with you. So feel free to drop me a message, or you can tag me here in a post and say, I'd like to have a chat. And we can set up a 15-minute little chat so I can answer any questions you might have that are specific to you. Anything that you might be wondering about the journey, I bet you I've got an answer in my pocket for you. So, so don't be afraid to ask. Tomorrow, I'm going to be, in addition to Wednesday Wisdom, for those of you that might be here going, where's Wednesday Wisdom? I will be here tomorrow for Wednesday Wisdom, but I will also hop on again and I'll talk about rounding out the Priestess Path. What does that last section of our time together look like during that year-long journey? Just a reminder that we are starting our next cohort on the 5th of February. And that is a year-long journey. And the commitment is really twice a month. We have classes, and then the rest of it is work that you can do on your own, work that you can do and share in our social media group that we have that's off Facebook, so that you can continue to learn and grow with your cohort, even when we're not meeting face-to-face. In addition, and I don't know that I mentioned this yesterday, but in addition to this entire program, you also get access to the Diving Deeper membership. You get a year-long membership that's included in this Priestess Path journey. So the Diving Deeper membership has, whoa, I just lost my thought completely. The Diving Deeper membership has monthly, new, and full moon rituals. It also has all the Wheel of the Year celebrations. So we do all the holiday rituals. We also do season. So I've started working with it seasonally. So every season we have 2 master classes that are focused on that season. And the next one coming up here for winter is actually the magic in moving from quiet to quickening. And we just did one for the Hermit a couple weeks ago. I have included in that is also the astrology courses. So there is an astrology class for each season. There is a plant medicine class for each season, and a deity class for each season as well. So all of that is also included in the Priestess Path. Not only are you doing this deep journey, but you're also getting to anchor yourself to what's happening outside of you in the natural world as well. Anyway, friends, that's what I have for you today. Again, any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them, and we can chat via Zoom, on the phone, or via email, whatever you'd prefer. I look forward to seeing some of you in that circle. And just know that registration will be closing on Sunday, so you're going to want to get in there and grab your space before they're gone. All right, take good care.